Now I've got the G-Shock 5Gs here, and I noticed I was about to pick them up, and I noticed that they were in sleep mode. And because it's dark here, they're going to stay in the sleep mode. But if I walk over to the window, you should be able to see. Ah, there you go. Hopefully I caught that, but you might have got the screen waking up. Anyway, I know it's a little bit silly, but I thought I would show you. I thought I'd show you the 5Gs waking up on this tray. I mean, how crazy is that, huh? Anyway, there you go. I thought I've got to show you my preparation for this death-defying feat that's about to take place, and before I can be taken seriously, or before I can take myself seriously, I need one of these. There you go. And that was used with this grinder here. You can't survive without that grinder. And I have the required apparatus to perform this video now. Now, I know that some people are going to think this is madness, but what I want to show you is these watches in the in daylight, and in particular a very cool daylight. Now, if I flick the camera in that direction, we have fog. Check that out. So we have the 5Gs in fog. Now I have to quickly walk across here before I'm not able to hold this anymore, because I've got the coffee balanced, I've got the 5Gs balanced, and I need to get to that wall before my arm can hold out. So let me do that. There you go. Right, let me take a drink of coffee first, and I shall be back in a moment. So again, let's check out the equipment for this video. Number one, we need 5Gs, and we have them there. So any person that takes themselves seriously as a collector, as a watch collector, you need one of these, not the whole 5, that would be going too far, but you need one of these and an ability to grind beans and make coffee. Without one of these in your collection, or the ability to grind beans and make fresh coffee, you can't really join the watch collecting club, because those are the qualifications. So, and let me show you the lighting. Look at that. This fog here is wonderful. So we have the best diffused lighting ever, and so that's why I thought I would come out here and show you these. So let me put my this instrument there. Without that I can't do this video. And it is very cold here. It is super cold. So let's start off with, now any finger marks on here is because it was rained on yesterday, and I literally wiped it with my thumb. So we've got finger marks. Perhaps I can go and grab a cloth. Okay, I will do that. Hold on. So I have the cloth now. Once again, let's go back to what qualifies you being a watch collector that can be taken seriously. So the qualification is, in your collection you need to have one of these. Not all 5, that would be ridiculous, but you do. You need to have one of those in your collection, and you need the ability to grind beans and make fresh coffee. Without those attributes, you cannot call yourself a watch collector. You just wouldn't be taken seriously. Anyway, let's get back to these dirty G-Shocks that were in the rain. And okay, so there we go. So the first one is the MRG black and gold. This was a real problem for me, because the minute I saw it, I thought, wow, that's amazing. It's beyond amazing. It's something that I would like in my life, but it's not cheap. So that was a huge problem. And I just thought, hold on a second. Because at the same time they released the silver one. Let me pull that out. I'm just thinking starting off with MRG is a bit random, but okay, let's continue with MRG. There we go. So when they released the black, these models here, MRG B5000, they both have the shimmering thin red line, and in this light it should be coming through. I think it is. But the black one is DLC and has the red detailing, and I thought that was amazing. The silver one had the black detail, so a black back plate and a black button here. And this was my favourite of the two, actually, because I thought this would go with my grey t-shirts and grey jeans and black stuff. The wide colour range that I rock each day. And of course, because it's titanium and it's a multi-part construction up here, there are 3 or 4 types of titanium. G-Shock once again has gone to town on the technical specs and the chemistry of the materials. In addition, this is a DLC coating. Now, I've just felt some rain, but considering what I did yesterday or the day before, this is nothing. Let's pull out the red beast. So this one is the real trouble causer. This is the watch that if you're a baller and if you rock Richard Mille or you rock one of the independents like MB&F or Moser, or if you rock Patek Philippe, this is the one I'd go for in your collection. You can go for one of the others. That is cool. It would allow you into the special collectors club. You would be considered cool. But if you really want to flex and really show people that you know what you're doing, this is the watch that you really want. It's the 35th anniversary of the G-Shock Square TFG Gold. It's actually ion plated, which I understand, means that the steel is penetrated a small distance with a gold colouring. But do you know, I should know exactly, and I still haven't had chance to check exactly the process there. But I do know it's very hard, and you have to really scratch it to find the base metal, which, because it's stainless steel, would be silver. But apparently you do have to knock that quite hard. Now, I wear these things and I still don't see a single mark, although there was a faint mark somewhere, but I can't see it. Now, that faint mark was probably because it was whacked into a wall or something. That wouldn't have been normal use. Anyway, this is the baller watch. This is the G-Shock Humdinger. This is the one that you wear to impress. Now, of course, that's just my opinion. You might think I'm crazy. In fact, other people seeing you wear this, they might think you're crazy as well. So this is really I suppose a passion thing. Anyway, and then we move on to, actually it's a bit cruel me saying that, that you have to have one of these, because I suppose they're all a little bit difficult to get hold of as well, so I apologise for that. If you have a G-Shock Square that looks anything like these, that will qualify, but what will not qualify is coffee. You need to be able to make coffee. Anyway, back to these squares again. Now, I have done other videos of these squares, and that's fine, because each time I think of something else to say. But the fog, let me show you the fog again. Look at that. These are the conditions that I'm operating with. Look how hostile this situation is. But yeah, it seems appropriate for these G-Shocks. It seems appropriate. Anyway, this is the Porter. This is the original thin red line blue text. Back in 1983, this was produced with a black resin case and a stainless steel body there. And this colourway has remained in one of their watches even today, 40 years later. And this is 3 years old because it was released 3 years ago, and it's paying respect to the very original DW 5000C watch that G-Shock released. So you're looking at 40 years ago this was designed, and this colorway is identical really. And this is nicknamed the Porter because it was released in a Porter bag, and it is cool. I know that the black there and the black there look slightly different, and I think that's because this is DLC polished. Even though this is DLC, it's brushed, and so it's giving you a darker luster there. But in certain lights, the black does match. So it's because we're out in the fog. So the diffused light is showing it this way. But look at that. Now, the last one of the G5, the 5Gs, is the B5000G. So this has the more colour matched bezel, in that it doesn't have the thin red line. It has the thin gold beige copper line. Now some people are going to prefer this, I believe, because the thin red line here, this seems a little more sporty and perhaps too colourful, but the black one here, this one is what you could wear with a suit, I believe, no problem. You could certainly wear it with anything else, and really is the classique G-Shock really. Originally this body, the watch head, came with a rubber strap, so I've swapped the rubber strap for this bracelet, which is the bracelet for the GD version, which is identical to this, but it has a negative display and a black bracelet. Now once again, the bit that I think I would prefer is they've just released the carbon, the GCW B5000UN, and the -1 version is basically this colorway but carbon fiber, but it has the negative display. So if I had this version in the negative display, I would have identical like for like, and I could compare them. But right now, I think the negative display is. I think the carbon only has the negative display. I would love it if the carbon is going to be released with a positive display, because then I'd have a perfect comparison here. But anyway, this is the classical classique. And I think you might still be able to find this one brand new, but if you do, it's going to be very, very limited because it is no longer produced. But I'm sure that they will produce them again in G-Shock will produce something similar once again, because they're very good at that. Anyway, I'm just taking a drink of coffee, and hold on. So you can see how ridiculous I am, and look at the fog. It is freezing, and let me show you look at that. You can see how we roll here. This is really hardcore stuff. G-Shock collecting is serious. This is not for the faint-hearted. You do not want to get involved with these things if you're not, cut out for the job. I would recommend going to the gym, having a six-pack, having a solid constitution, being able to run about 25 miles at the drop of a hat. And once again, to be in this club, you need to own one of these and be able to make coffee from fresh beans. Now, if you can't literally have one of these, it doesn't matter. I'll accept a G-Shock square of any description, but you need to have one to be in the G-Shock collecting club, or any watch collecting club. You need to have this. Without a G-Shock square, you can't call yourself a watch collector. In fact, you can't really call yourself a person, because I don't think anyone's going to take you seriously, especially if you're a watch collector. Anyway, I suppose that concludes this video. I know it's very hard hitting, but this is a serious business. G-Shock collecting is incredibly serious. There are some very difficult constraints to becoming a member. I wouldn't take this lightly. You have to do video reviews in freezing fog. And yeah, that's the way we roll here. Anyway, I hope everybody is well, and no doubt speak to you again soon. Will I be still frozen? Probably yes. But anyway, it will get warmer eventually. Anyway, ciao for now.